Hey everybody, and welcome to Homegrown Harvester. Here in the middle of January, fresh snow on the ground, talking about our spring garden. You might ask, why are we planting our spring garden when it is 20 degrees outside? Well, I'm here to show you that we need to work on a few things to start and set ourselves up for success over these next couple months. So when we get into March, April, and into the summer, we have a successful crop that we can harvest. And today, we're going to work through everything that we need to do to make that a success. So follow along and stay tuned. All right, guys, and welcome back in. It is nice and warm inside compared to what it was outside, so it is nice to be in here and start planting the garden for this year. The main priority, we're going to go over kind of a baseline of things that we can be focusing on. It's by no means an all-encompassing video, but it is going to have the main focus points that we can look into over these next couple months, so that way we are all ready to go when it comes to planting outdoors and we can have a great harvest. So January is really just getting our seedlings started inside that can be planted outside first. And then secondarily, we want to have a full idea of what we're going to be looking at in our garden. So whether you're in raised beds, you're in-ground planting, you have containers on your patio, whatever it may be, you kind of want to have an idea of where things are going to go when it comes to companion planting maybe, or if it's just aesthetically more pleasing to be in a certain area. And obviously you want the success of your crop to be the main priority coming this season. So what we need to do is, it can be as simple as just getting a piece of paper, or I know there's some programs out there that you can use in order to lay out your garden. But what I simply do sometimes is just get a quick sketchbook and I'll make the little areas of my garden and put what I want in different areas. Really having an idea of what that looks like, it will at least let you start your planting and your seedlings this month. In the future videos, I will go a little bit further in depth on how we can get each particular plant in certain areas of our garden, and that will give us a bountiful harvest. So get that plan squared away, start ordering your seeds, or you can go to your local Home Depot or Lowe's and pick up a few seed packs that you want to get started with. If this is your first garden, 100% the way to go. You don't have to start looking into any fancy or really robust different types of seeds. Get something basic, and an organic regular $3 bag of seeds is perfectly normal. In fact, I use a lot of those myself. So get something that you're going to like, that you're going to utilize, and do a little bit of research into what grows well in your area. But me being in zone 7A, I'm able to start a few plants now, and then obviously I'll start working more plants into my setup for the next couple months. So we're going to be planting this next week, so stay tuned for a video coming up. Moving on to February, we need to tend to our seedlings. That is the thing that I have definitely not succeeded with in the past from time to time. So I know planting them, you get very, very, let's say, impatient, right? We maybe put the seeds in and we're like, all right, we're ready to go, we're all excited, and then a couple days goes by and we don't see anything. Well, we need to make sure that we are watering properly. We have a light on it, and we are doing everything we can to make sure that those seeds are able to germinate. And having a heat mat is a very important thing to do. And it can get everything fully prepared for you and get it all set up so you can have germination with your plants. That's how we get them started, right? Seedlings do not need a ton of attention, but we do need to make sure that they are having those things, because it's very easy for them to become waterlogged or dried out, especially in a seed tray where things maybe aren't draining as properly, and it's in a more controlled environment. So we can control those things and make sure it is healthy and productive, and then we can move up to the next step of maybe thinning them or potting them up. Another thing I have on here is composting, right? So it does take a couple months typically to get the quickest compost that you can get. I have a green bin that's out in the backyard that I throw food scraps in and lawn debris. And then it usually just takes a few months to rotate it a little bit. And I don't get by any means a ton of compost, but it's enough to at least enrich our soil a little bit in the raised beds, which is very helpful. So have some compost prepared, and that way you can feed your garden everything that it needs and any other soil attributes that you might need. So you can easily go get a soil test kit. Or sometimes local colleges or governments will do a soil test for you, and you can see what you might be lacking in your nutrient dense soil. I encourage you to do that. And really, you could just get a soil tester yourself to get a basic level of acidity, things of that nature for just a couple bucks. And then we can start trimming our perennials, right? So if we have any berry bushes or just normal landscaping, we can kind of cut some of that back, so that way, while it's not growing necessarily at this time of year, you're not going to shock it, and it's not going to cause any type of issues when it comes to starting up its growth in the spring. So just cut them down to a normal size, and that way you can have them growing and fruitful when it comes to the summertime. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. We're going to turn this wonderful raised bed in a few months into a beautiful, lively garden using some of the steps that we did today. So stay tuned over the next couple weeks. We're going to get into some more planning for our spring garden before we even get there. And who knows, maybe we'll get started on our project for the summer. So follow along. Thanks again for watching.